Greetings, welcome, and thank you for clicking. I'm Christian of Standing Stones Healing Company, encouraging your journey with Reiki, card reading, and coaching for life's changes, challenges, and transitions. Thanks for joining me for this episode of Ask the Stones, offering spiritual guidance and encouragement for life's challenging questions. Greetings, and thanks for joining me for this episode of Ask the Stones. I am so honored to have you join me, so thank you so much. This week's question comes from Dimitri. I signed up for Reiki 1 and can't wait. I'm telling my friends and family, but when I try to explain Reiki, some of them think it's weird or don't get it. How can I tell them about it so that they are accepting of it? Dimitri, thank you for this wonderful question. And I first and foremost want to say to you, congratulations. I know that you are excited for your Reiki journey, and I am excited for you. Reiki really is a journey. And you will find, Dimitri, that as you go through your attunements, as you experience Reiki, and as you practice self-Reiki, whole worlds will open up for you. And Dimitri, if you don't feel that those whole worlds are opening up right away, that's okay. That's part of the process too. Reiki indeed truly is a journey, and we all experience that Reiki journey in our own ways and on our own time. So please, whatever experiences you have, however your journey looks or feels, I want to encourage you to release judgment of yourself and your own journey. And Dimitri, I also want to encourage you to release judgment of your friends and family and their responses. I really do believe that Reiki calls us to work to release judgment. This is no small thing, nor is it an easy thing. And so through your Reiki journey, I want to encourage you, as Reiki encourages us, to release judgment. That also is a process, Dimitri, and so the releasing of judgment is not a once and done thing, but something that we are called to do again and again and again and again. So wonderful, Dimitri. Welcome to the Reiki family. Now, Dimitri, as far as telling your friends and family about Reiki and how it works, the way that I conceptualize Reiki and that I explain it, and by the way, different people have different ways of expressing Reiki, of discussing Reiki, of explaining Reiki. And so I encourage you, Dimitri, to find the ways that really resonate with you and to find the ways that really speak to you and that when you express it makes sense to you. When we explain things to others that might seem strange or different, even scientific facts like how the weather works, the better that we understand it and resonate with that explanation, the easier it is for others to kind of get it too. So in other words, Dimitri, if we get it, or at least have an explanation or a confidence in our explanation, then the easier it is for others to wrap their heads around it as well. So I encourage you, Dimitri, to seek out resources on how to explain Reiki and ideas. And I'm going to provide you with the way that I explain and conceptualize Reiki, but it doesn't mean that it is the right way for you to explain or conceptualize it. And it doesn't mean that it is the only way or the best way or the quote unquote right way. So, Dimitri, please, you are welcome to use my conceptualization of Reiki, but indeed, please do find your own that resonates with you if this one does not. So, Dimitri, take it or leave it. I offer it to you. So, the way that I really think of Reiki is as a waterfall. Now, for those listening who are not familiar with Reiki, Reiki is universal life force energy. It was developed by Dr. Usui back in the early 1900s in Japan. As a matter of fact, we are coming up on the 100-year anniversary next year of the development of Reiki. And Dr. Usui developed Reiki as a way for us to help ourselves heal and to help one another heal. So it is at its core a healing technique, and it draws upon universal life force energy. So, when we talk about quote unquote energy, that does include Reiki. And so the way that I like to think of Reiki is as a waterfall. By the way, this idea of chi, yes, that is inherent in Reiki. So I think of Reiki in the same way as chi. So for those who have heard the term chi before and are familiar with that, the way that I envision Reiki, that I conceptualize Reiki, is the same as chi, the universal life force energy. And so I picture it, Dimitri, like a waterfall. We have this big, beautiful waterfall, and the water is always flowing. It is always tumbling. It is always available to anyone and everyone, and we can tap into that water in all kinds of ways. We can go stand under it. We can get a cup and hold out the cup and drink from the cup. Just all kinds of ways that we can tap into that water, that universal life force energy, and we can access it. But it's always flowing, always open and available to all of us at any time. I picture Reiki as a funnel. So Reiki is one way of tapping into that universal life force energy that surrounds us. Reiki is a way of channeling that energy. And so the way that I envision it, Dimitri, is a funnel. And Reiki is one funnel that we use for directing that life force energy. Not only is the Reiki itself a funnel, but then the Reiki practitioner is a funnel. And so, Dimitri, when you receive your attunements and you start with your self-Reiki, you will be a funnel for Reiki that is a funnel for universal life force energy, for chi. So lots of funnels. But what it ultimately means is that you are taking a funnel and directing that waterfall, or a piece of that waterfall, into that funnel, and using that funnel and turning it where you want that universal life force energy to go. So Reiki is a funnel, and you are funneling from that universal life force energy, and you are able to direct it where you want that life force energy, that water, to go. Now, Reiki goes where it's needed, where it is wanted. Reiki will flow where it needs to go. So that means that we can use the funnel and we can direct the energy to where we might like it to go, to where we intend it to go. But we also need to be open and release judgment and release expectation. and know that the Reiki is going to go where it is needed to go. So for instance, Dimitri, I will send you Reiki for your Reiki journey. And I will also send Reiki for your relationship with your family and friends. That's where I'm intending to send it. So that's where I'm directing the funnel. But Dimitri, the water might go other places. And that is okay. So the water can spill out of that funnel. It can splash to other places and go in other directions. And if you've ever tried to funnel a waterfall, actually, in reality, I have not done this. Maybe I should try. But if you can envision it, Dimitri, trying to funnel a raging waterfall, you're going to have water going all over the place, and the water is just going to go where the water goes. That's the nature of water. We can channel water, we can dam water, we can block it, we can redirect it, and guess what? The water is going to go where it wants to go. You know, if you have a dam and you dam a river, water is still going to find ways to seep through that dam. It's going to find the cracks. It's going to go around it. It's going to go under it. So know that we can set an intention for Reiki. And yeah, Reiki most likely will go there, but know that the Reiki is going to really go where it is most needed. That water is going to flow in places that we might not expect it to. And that is all okay. Because of course, Reiki cannot do harm. Reiki will never do any harm. Universal life force energy does no harm. And so that water, that wherever it may flow, wherever it may land, through the funnel or splashing out of the funnel, going all over the place, whatever, it is all okay. So Dimitri, this is the way that I envision Reiki. This is the way that I conceptualize it. I've heard plenty of other great explanations for it, and so you may want to just learn about those and check those out. My friend Isabel Wells from Collectively Quantum uses the idea of a straw and drinking from a glass of water with a straw. So I encourage you to check out Isabel's explanation of that. You can find her work at collectivelyquantum.com. So lots of different explanations, but that's the way that I envision it. So as far as your family and friends and them thinking that it's weird and just not getting it, Dimitri, I want to encourage you to offer your explanation, offer your excitement over this new journey that you are embarking upon, and to release judgment of their responses. We cannot control how other people receive information. We cannot control whether or not they're going to think it's cool or awesome, or they're going to be excited for us. We cannot control that. As much as we would want our friends and family to be excited for us and excited for our Reiki journey, we have no control over how they receive and perceive the information that we provide to them, including information about our Reiki journey. Now, we can explain this as best we can so that people can understand. We can bring it to the level where people can understand it and have a greater chance of accepting it. You know, if we can't understand something, we're just really most likely not going to accept it. If we can understand something, we still might not accept it. And if we can understand something, there's a greater chance that we will accept that thing that is being explained to us. So, Dimitri, what that means is that I recommend that in your explanations, you find a way of explaining it, bringing it to your friends and family in a way that they can hear it and understand it and potentially accept it. You may have the most amazing explanation for Reiki ever, but it doesn't mean that that's going to translate to acceptance. So, Dimitri, I encourage you to find the ways to explain Reiki that resonate with you, to offer up those explanations with your excitement, with your passion, with confidence, with understanding that they may not accept it or understand it, and that's okay. You know, Dimitri, what I'm really hearing in your question, how can I tell them about it so that they're accepting of it, is really how can I tell them about it so that they're accepting of me? Because I really get the impression, Dimitri, that this is for you ultimately what it's about. Maybe it's not about the rejection of Reiki so much as it may be about ultimately your feelings of rejection of you. You know, this is something that you are very excited about, very passionate about. And when we share things with people that we are really excited and passionate about, and they are less than enthused or even downright rejecting, it can be a real challenge for us. It can sometimes deflate our excitement. It can have us second guessing our excitement. It can have us just feeling a hit to our confidence and feeling doubt and uncertainty about our choice. I encourage you, Dimitri, to not tie people's responses about Reiki, or really, Dimitri, about anything that you might be excited about in your life and that you might be embarking on and trying and doing. I encourage you to not tie that to your sense of self-worth. To work, because it is work, to not equate people's rejection of Reiki with a rejection of you and with your own rejection of yourself. This is not easy to do, is it? I know it's not. When we are so excited about something in our lives, when we are passionate about something, when we embark on a new adventure and we tell people about it and they are less than excited, that can really hurt. That can really have us wondering if we're making the right decision, if we're doing the right thing, or even, oh gosh, maybe this Reiki thing is stupid after all. Maybe it is weird, and maybe this isn't a good thing to do. Yeah, that can really affect us. And Dimitri, I want to encourage you to not allow other people's responses to get you down. You are excited for this. You can't wait. That is wonderful, Dimitri. You know, it would be another thing if you were saying to me, I'm not so sure if this is the right thing. You know, my friends and family, some of them think it's weird or they don't get it. Maybe this really isn't the right thing. Dimitri, you are telling me that you can't wait. So what this says to me is that you are confident in your choice. You are secure in your choice. You feel good about your Reiki choice. So don't let anyone else get you down. I encourage you to maintain that excitement and confidence, to maintain that sense of adventure and passion that you have for this new journey, and to embark on this journey with those feelings of excitement and passion. So I'm excited for you for sure, Dimitri. You know, when we embark on a new journey, it can have a mix of emotions. And so, Dimitri, if at some point you are questioning your Reiki decision, if at some point you are saying, oh gosh, my friends are saying things about me and my Reiki, I'm just not so sure, it's okay to have uncertainty. So you're very passionate now. If there comes a moment where you feel uncertain, that is actually part of the journey. And I encourage you not to judge yourself for that uncertainty. I encourage you not to judge yourself for those feelings of doubt and confusion, because they do and will come along the way. And that is a part of the journey, not just the Reiki journey, but any journey at all. Dimitri, you also don't know that your friends and family may come along on the journey with you. You don't know what they might be thinking or feeling in the future as they see you and experience you through your Reiki journey. They may have a change of heart. They may say, wow, look at Dimitri. He is just really into this Reiki thing and loving it. Maybe I should learn more about it. Or maybe I should give it another thought or a second chance. You don't know, Dimitri. You don't know where people may be on their own journey. You don't know what their journey is and what may lie ahead for them. And so I encourage you to be open and accepting of their own journey and where they are and where they might be in the future. You never know. Maybe those same friends who are saying, oh, this is weird, might at some point say, I think I want to get attuned. I think I want to practice Reiki. I want to use that funnel. Let me in on that waterfall. So you don't know, that is a real possibility. The world works in mysterious ways, doesn't it? It is so just wow what happens in life and in this amazing world. And so, Dimitri, I encourage you to be open to your own friends and family members' journeys and what might be revealed in the cosmic revelation of their own experience. So you never know, Dimitri, that someday they may very well be telling others about Reiki and how they first thought it was weird too. Me too, of course. One of the things I think that helped me on my Reiki journey is that I have practiced Tai Chi for many years. I've been practicing Tai Chi daily for almost 20 years now. I think maybe about 18 years I've been practicing Tai Chi daily. And so, understanding Qi, I think for me, helped me to better understand Reiki and not to think it was so weird, but I still thought it was a little weird. Sometimes I still think it's a little weird. I'm a Reiki master who's been practicing for 6 years. And, I'll probably always think it's a little mysterious. When I say weird, what I'm really getting at is mysterious. And I think that there's an element of mystery with all kinds of things in life, not just Reiki, but all kinds of things, even things scientifically that we have studied and are certain of, can still have some kind of weirdness, mystery attached to it. Like trees, for instance. I love trees, absolutely adore trees. We are still learning so much about trees. We don't know all there is to know about trees. Something as commonplace and, quote, mundane, meaning ordinary, as trees. There is still so much that we are learning about them, and still so much mystery attached to trees, their underground networks, the ways that they communicate, their intelligence. So even something as simple as the tree is something that still has a lot of mystery attached to it. So embrace that mystery, Dimitri. I encourage you to own that mystery and not fear the mystery, and know that, mystery is a part of it. The waterfall, there's mystery attached to that. And that is absolutely okay. There is still mystery attached to practically anything and everything in life, even trees. So, Dimitri, I am going to send Reiki to you for your Reiki journey. Again, congratulations. I'm very excited for you. I'm also going to send Reiki to your relationship with your family and friends. Now, of course, I'm not going to send Reiki that they change their minds. Reiki, and for those who aren't aware, is something that we always want to send with permission. And when we have a challenge with someone, with a relationship, it's best to send Reiki to the relationship and not to the other person, so that they change their mind or that they do what we want them to. That's actually not how Reiki works. Remember, Reiki helps us to release judgment. Reiki helps us with compassion. Reiki does not help us to control other people or to have our own way. So, and ultimately, Dimitri, what's really at the center of you explaining Reiki and your friends' responses that might not be what you expect is your relationship with your friends and family member. That's really what's at the center of this. And so I want to send Reiki to your relationships, Dimitri. So I'm going to send Reiki for your journey, and I'm going to send Reiki for your relationships. And for all those listening, I'm going to send Reiki to all of us, for the intention of being open to the mystery. Yes, I like that. Let us strive to be open to the mystery, to recognize and acknowledge that we don't know everything. We, meaning us individually, and we, meaning human beings. We like to think we're so smart. But there are quite a few ways in which even trees have us outwitted. So, let us please be open to the mystery, be open to possibility, be open to that flowing waterfall, and work to release judgment of those things that we don't know and maybe won't ever know, and maybe just simply can't know. Now, of course, everyone listening, if you do not wish the Reiki to go to you, don't worry, it won't. I'm going to hold the funnel under the waterfall and direct it towards these things. But if you don't want it to go to those things, don't worry. It'll be like you wearing a raincoat. And also, if you want to direct it in a particular way, that's okay too. You can direct my direction of the Reiki. That works as well. So you can funnel my funneling of the Reiki. And if you want it to go to a particular place, then yes, please, by all means, direct that. So let us please take 3 deep cleansing breaths. thank you. A couple of things, Dimitri. One thing I forgot to mention in the funneling of Reiki that I want to make sure to mention here is that when we serve as a funnel for Reiki, it's just like holding a funnel in a waterfall. You are going to get water in the funnel. So what that means is that when we send Reiki, it benefits us too. We're getting Reiki too. Because in serving as a funnel, as a channel for the life force energy, we're going to get some Reiki as it comes through that kind of sticks to us too. You can think of it in that way. Just like when we hold a funnel under a waterfall, yes, the water is passing through the funnel, but the funnel is getting wet too. So as you send Reiki, Dimitri, you are going to be benefiting from Reiki as well. Now, when I started to send Reiki, I saw the image of an anchor. Very interesting image here, Dimitri. Actually, a wonderful image. The impression that I'm getting here, Dimitri, is the encouragement to you to stand strong in your excitement, stand strong in your confidence that this is the right choice for you at this time, and to even find an anchor in terms of the way in which you choose to explain Reiki, and to be strong in that. So, the idea here, Dimitri, is like a boat. We can have a boat on a little lake, and the boat can be swayed to and fro by the waves. It can be pushed here, it can be pushed there. When we drop an anchor, the boat is going to stay in one place. But Dimitri, it's still going to get pushed around, moved around a little bit by the waves, the wind, the motion of the water. When we lay down an anchor, it does not mean that we are unmoving. So when we anchor ourselves to something, when we anchor a boat, the boat still moves, the boat still rocks, the boat still sways, the boat still gets pushed by the waves, it still gets pushed by the wind. That is natural and normal. And it's the same way with us. When we anchor ourselves to something, it's important that we stay flexible. It's important that we acknowledge that we're still going to have some movement. And that is a good thing, that we want to encourage ourselves to be open to possibilities. And so what that means for your Reiki explanations, Dimitri, is to find an anchor in terms of the telling, the way that you explain Reiki. Again, please feel free to use mine. But if it doesn't work for you, if it doesn't resonate with you, no problem. You can absolutely find other explanations, patch explanations together, or even create your own. And that may grow and morph and change as you grow and morph and change with your Reiki journey. The idea here is to be open to that, to have an anchor, a solid explanation that you can give with confidence, while at the same time recognizing that you might get some pushing to and fro, you might get some waves, you might get some wind, you might get some friends who say, oh yeah, okay, but, or whatever, but that's okay. Stay true to that anchor and be open and flexible so we can anchor ourselves to something while at the same time being open and flexible. So this is the image that I am getting for you, Dimitri, and encourage you to consider that anchor as you consider your question and explaining Reiki to your family and friends. So let's draw some cards for you, Dimitri, for your journey. I'm going to draw an Archangel card for you. And Dimitri, I am very excited for you. This is wonderful. Reiki really is a wonderful way for us to expand ourselves, to open up to possibilities, to serve the world and to serve others, and to really engage in loving kindness and expand compassion and open up to greater possibility. So a card has popped out for you, Dimitri, from the Archangel deck. It is Victory. Archangel Sandalphon says, your prayers have been heard and answered. Have faith. Yes, I think for me, in this card, what I'm picking up is that last sentence is the one that is most important. Have faith. Dimitri, have faith in your choice to pursue Reiki, your desire to be attuned. Have faith that this is the right thing for you at this time. You know, not only is Reiki a journey, but our whole lives are a journey, aren't they? And everything happens at its own time, at its own right time. And so, Dimitri, this is the right time for you for your attunements and for the commencement of your Reiki journey. I'm also going to pull for you a Breathe Easy card for a mantra for you at this time that can serve, as an anchor for you. Yeah, Dimitri, that image of the anchor was bam, immediate and strong. So I encourage you to picture the anchor as you talk to your friends about Reiki and as you commence your Reiki journey. Remember, anchoring is not inflexible. Anchoring is not without still some movement. So we can be anchored and flexible at the same time. Those things are not mutually exclusive. I am compassionate. Compassion is the life breath of peace, love, and healing. I breathe in compassion for all beings who have also breathed within the cycle of birth, living, and death. I am filled with forgiveness for my own mistakes. I breathe out fear, anger, and envy. Yes, compassion. What I'm hearing in this card, Dimitri, is compassion for your family and friends, even when they don't accept your excitement for Reiki, even when they don't understand it, even when you may feel frustrated or judged or uncertain. So compassion for those family and friends, and compassion for yourself too, as you begin this Reiki journey. I'm also going to reveal to you one other card. Dimitri, this card was right beside the compassion card in the Breathe Easy deck as I parted them. This card was the other card face up, looking at me, and I think also asking to be revealed. It is openness. I am open. When we open ourselves up to the truth, we show real faith. Yes. And then miracles can happen. I breathe in the faith that things that I do not know and cannot see at this time will work out for the best. I am filled with receptiveness. I breathe out closed-mindedness. Yes, Dimitri, yes. I think that you are being called to have faith at this time, to understand that we can't know everything and can't understand everything, including exactly the way that Reiki works. Let's be real. Let's be honest. But to be open to that mystery and accepting of that mystery, and to be flexible in that. And of course, to have faith and be compassionate. So these are the messages for you at this time, Dimitri. Wonderful messages as you embark on your Reiki journey. So Dimitri, I send you blessings and best wishes. I am very excited for you, and I do encourage you to be open. Just be open to the revelation of your Reiki journey. It is a revealing, it is a revelation and an opening, and be open to that and release judgment of however it looks. Bring compassion, bring kindness, faith, and openness. And I send you blessings for this journey. And I send blessings to all of us, best wishes for our own compassion, our own openness, our own anchors, while still being flexible. I send you blessings and best wishes for your journey. Again, I am Christian of Standing Stones Healing Company, encouraging your journey with Reiki, card reading, and coaching for life's changes, challenges, and transitions. Thank you, and best wishes for your journey. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Ask the Stones. If you have a question for Ask the Stones, please send me an email at christian@standingstoneshealing.com or connect with me on Facebook at Standing Stones Healing. Thank you, and best wishes for your journey.